Beverly and Kamenieriak Barren Ground caribou are two major herds in northern Canada. They were named after the lakes where they gave birth to their calves. Inuit, Dene, Cree, and Métis people from about 20 communities in the Kivalliq region of Nunavut, northern Manitoba and Saskatchewan, and the southeastern Northwest Territories have traditionally depended on the Beverly and Kamenieriak caribou for food, clothing, and materials for making handicrafts. Caribou are still the primary food source for many of these communities, and their northern indigenous cultures remain closely intertwined with the caribou. The caribou herds are faced with increased challenges and threats due to natural causes and human activities. More information is needed about the herds and pressures affecting them to determine what can be done to safeguard caribou and their habitat.
There used to be a lot of caribou. I remember when I was living in Fort Reliance and in the house, which was on a point, the caribou would fill up the whole bay, and there would be just tons and tons of caribou going through, traveling. Today, it's not like that. You sit on the porch and you'd be lucky if you see a small herd of caribou go by.
Thankfully, there are things we can do to help conserve caribou for the future. A caribou's life is not easy. Many things affect the caribou and their habitat over time. These things are both natural and human-caused. Because caribou migrate over long distances each year, they can experience effects from many factors.
There's a lot of factors influencing the decline of the caribou. There's predation, industry, disturbance, climate change. There's all these factors are all influencing the decline, but we don't know to what degree. We think climate change, looking at it closely, is really affecting some areas because of the drought conditions that are being produced over the last few years. Really hot summers, not very good summer vegetation for the animals to fatten up, and if a cow isn't fat in the fall, she won't get pregnant. So pregnancy rates are down because of poor food and disturbance. And there's a lot of studies being done on disturbance and that, but nobody can really put their real finger on what it is.
Natural factors that affect caribou include disease, parasites, predators, lightning-caused wildfires, and climate change. Human-caused effects on caribou result from wildfires, contaminants, disturbance, and changes to habitat. Disturbance and habitat loss occur on the ranges of the Beverly and Kamenieriak herds, mainly due to mineral exploration and mining development projects, and as a result of roads and wildfires.
The board is not against industry in any shape or form. We're here to advise and to see ways we can work with industry to make it better so that there is no further decline in the caribou. We know industry plays an important role, especially in the communities that they need the employment. Like in Nunavut now, they got millions and millions of dollars of resources in the ground. But to extract that resource in a meaningful way that it's not going to interfere or decimate the caribou in any way, but still the people have to have a job. They have to have ways to feed their family. But at the same time, we don't want to do it at the expense of the caribou, right? We want to have jobs for the people, and then same time food and caribou at the same time. Live that traditional lifestyle. Find that fine balance where we have a traditional lifestyle, but we still have a constant flow of caribou where they're not endangered in any way.
Although the Beverly and Kamenieriak Caribou Management Board, many northern communities, and regional organizations have spoken against allowing mineral exploration and development on calving and post-calving areas, these activities have sometimes been allowed in these important habitats.
They're not only speaking on behalf of future generations, but they're also speaking on behalf of those that can't speak. The water, the fish, the caribou, the wildlife, the wolves. Those are the things, the livelihood that's out there that we have to speak on behalf of. We have to protect that because they can't voice their concerns.
The effects of exploration activities can be significant themselves, but mineral exploration can also lead to mining developments with a whole new array and scale of effects, contributing to cumulative effects on caribou over time. frequent low-level aircraft flights, construction of roads and airstrips, travel by supply trucks on all-weather and winter roads, mine construction and operation, and pollution of land and water can all have negative effects on caribou. The main issue is that the combined effects from many factors operating across the caribou ranges, both human-caused and natural, can disturb caribou and cause short and long-term changes in their behavior, habitat, and food. Migrating animals accumulate these effects throughout their lives. These changes can affect the chance that cows will get pregnant and give birth successfully, and that their calves will survive, thrive, and reproduce themselves one day.
Predation's a big one. We're finding that the predator, the grizzly bears and wolves are moving more and more out onto the calving grounds and killing more calves at the peak time when the calves are being born. Whereas before, the wolves used to hang back and they wouldn't access the calving grounds at that time, and it seemed like the caribou had a better chance of survival. Whereas the wolves now are following them out and staying in the calving grounds, so they're killing a lot of calves.
Well, traditions are respecting all kinds of wildlife, that's including caribou, and respecting water crossings and post calving ground, like it's because that calving ground is a hospital for the caribou. There's stuff like exploration camps that are, that I guess don't really understand the importance of the location. It's nice and clean, it's nice and quiet, there's special plants, there's special habitat. Our elders and local people have always told us, keep the land clean, don't build any cabins, houses, even set up tents in that area because it's special.
The Beverly and Camanariac caribou herds are facing increasing challenges and threats. By working together, we can help the herds to continue and be healthy and available to people who depend on them for food and cultural survival.
We want to preserve it. We want to keep it there. Later on, when I'm older, it might not be there. I want it to be there. What will it do if you drill a hole in the ground? If the caribou die, we die too. We live off of it. We don't want that. We don't want that. We want the caribou, we want the land. We want to preserve it. All I want to say is that I want the land to be here.